I'm talking from Shivani's kitchen. This is my next video for cooking simple, basic, healthy but tasty Indian food. Today I'm going to prepare a basic Indian lunch or dinner. It has rice, chapati, one bhaji, one mixed vegetable, dal, grilled papad, salad. But for you, I must explain, you don't have to have all the 7 items for one meal. You can always pick and choose whatever you want. You can have the rice and chapati or one of them. You can have the dal and bhaji, not have the mixed vegetable. You can have the salad, not the papad. Whatever you like, you can have a combination. But this is a 7-course Indian meal which has been served for centuries in North India. This is basmati rice. I have washed and drained the water and kept it for some time to sort of dry. Putting 1 cup of rice in a pan. Shake the pan a bit so that the rice is sort of level out on the base. Put 1 cup of the same cup in which you took the rice. In the same cup, you take about 1 3/4 cup of water and then put it on the fire. Put it on the fire and bring it to boil. Let it boil. I am going to cook tur dal today. Okay? Tur dal or arhar dal. This is the dry variety, just to show you that this is tur dal. I am keeping it. I have prepared some tur dal, about 100 gram of tur dal. I have soaked it for about 3 to 4 hours in water so that the cooking time gets reduced. If you go out to work in the morning, coming back in the evening and cooking, you can always soak it before you go for work. Or if you are cooking in the morning, you can soak it before you go to bed. To the soaked dal, the same bowl that I put the dal, I am putting a bowl of water. And I will cook it in a pressure cooker. The rice we had put to boil has now come to boiling point. It's boiling. I have put the fire down, just letting it simmer for about 10 minutes. I'll cover it up. The dal I have put on fire. Let it come to boil. I'll put the pressure cooker lid and let it come to 1 whistle. Because now we are going to make some roti or chapati. We've taken 1 cup full of atta, which is not so fine wheat flour. And 1/3 cup full of the same cup of water. Now you mix the water and the atta to make a smooth dough. You have to keep doing for a while. Press it a bit to make a smooth dough. I've made the dough, smoothened out a bit and divided it in more or less 4 equal shares. Now I will roll out the chapati. You need some dry atta powder and one of the balls for rolling out on a rolling pin and rolling board. I've been doing it for centuries, so whatever round shape I can make in a jiffy, probably the new beginners cannot, but don't worry about that. It will come in time. This is called tawa or Indian roti maker. You warm it a bit and on that you put one of the chapatis. Now After the one side of the roti was sort of heated up, a little cooked, turned it. Want to show you the turning. This is the turning. On top of that, I put another roti which I have rolled out. Then I turn both of them together. Then only the top one. Other portion is sort of cooked, half cooked. You turn the whole thing, both of them, and turn the top one and turn it again on the tawa. Remove the tawa from the fire and you take the lower one first. You take a simple Indian toaster, put the roti on the toaster and put it on the fire and see it will get fully cooked. See? See, if it swells up like that, it's fine. Even if a little bit of cooking, as long as it is cooked, your chapatis will be okay and the whole swelling will come with time, I promise you. See, the rice and water that you had put to boil, you brought it to boil, then cover it and let it simmer. About after 10 minutes, the rice is totally cooked and well done. We'll just cover it and then serve it. I'm heating the pan or karai, whatever you want to use, you can use that. In that, I'm putting just 1 teaspoonful of white oil. This is the purpose of doing this is to spice the dal. For spicing, I'm giving about 1/4 teaspoonful of white cumin and 2 bay leaves and 2 red chili. Now, if you have the, don't break it and have the what you call it, stock together with it, then it doesn't, you get only the flavor, it doesn't get hot. If you, nobody really wants the dal to be hot. If you want, you have to have red chili powder. Now, you can't smell it, but a beautiful smell of the sauteed spices are coming out. On this, I am putting the boiled dal. In this dal, I am putting about 1/2 teaspoonful of ginger paste and 1/4 teaspoonful of turmeric. One-third teaspoonful of salt, 1/3 teaspoonful of sugar. It doesn't take a lot of spice, just gently stir it to let the spices mix with the dal. Our basic dal is cooked. To this dal, I am adding 1 teaspoonful of ghee, which is melted butter. This is very optional. It gives a little bit of flavor and taste. But if you are thinking of excessively healthy or very healthy food, then you can easily not mix the ghee and it will be quite tasty anyway. I am going to cook a mixed vegetable, for which I have chopped some cabbage. This is sweet gourd, beans, special type of Indian beans, cauliflower, potato, carrot. We'll be adding some tomatoes later and coriander leaves. all these vegetables, it is not necessary for each to be present at the same time. You can easily add a few more vegetable up to your liking, obviously not the bitter ones, or you can detract a few which are not maybe available, not seasonal. This mixed vegetable, you can actually add 3 or 4 types of vegetable, whatever you like. Now I'll show you the chopping a bit. Parval. Now you have to take off the hard bits on the top. You take that off, peel off the skin. Then slice it. Okay. As you take the top end of the bean, bring it, pull it to a side and draw off the sort of thread like structure. That is all. And then you cut it into small pieces. With gourd, only thing I want to show you is on top of the gourd there is a small layer, thin layer, which is sort of soggy. You take that off and then a smooth, nice, plain comes. You have to take off the skin. This is quite hard. You have to take off the hard skin from a bit thick space. Take off the skin and slice it. Flour, you take off the lower, harder stalk and then you slice the flour bit into small pieces. Sliced, I'm not going to cook it. The special slicing ones, I just showed you what to do. Heat up the pan and add about 1.5 teaspoonful of white oil. The oil is heated. I'm putting about 1/4 teaspoonful of black cumin. This in India we call chokna. With the chokna, the beautiful smell of the spice that comes is really attractive. On this, I am putting the sliced vegetables one by one. What I do is, I don't add any water to this vegetable dish. I lower the flame, let the vegetables cook very gently on a gentle fire. I cover it up so that it gets cooked well from top to bottom. If you add the salt now, about 2/3 spoonful of salt. The salt makes some of the water in the vegetables to come out. So the water cooks the vegetables without any additional water to be added and gives a special taste to the mixed vegetables. To save time, we have taken another cooking bowl and cooking the bhindi bhaji in that. To the heated pan, I am adding 2 teaspoonful of white oil. Let that warm a bit. I've washed the bhendis and cut them in small sizes like this. To the heated oil, I'm adding the bhendis and the chopped onion. After mixing it well with the oil, both the vegetables and onion, I'm covering it up and lowering the flame to about half of the original flame. After keeping the bowl for about 10 minutes, I've taken off the lid. See, with the fork, it is more than half boiled. To this, I'm going to add the spices now. At this stage, I'm going to add the spices. Two-thirds spoonful of turmeric, 4 green chilies with the stalk so that it doesn't get hot but the flavor comes. 1 sliced tomato, I have added turmeric, green chili whole, 2/3 teaspoon of ground cumin and 2/3 teaspoonful of ground coriander. Let this cook for some time. Now I am going on to the bhindi bhaji. It has been cooking on the gentle fire, just 2 teaspoonful of oil and the onion and bhindi. To the bhindi, bhindi was about 100 gram of bhindi. So I am adding about 1/3 of salt and 1/3 teaspoonful of turmeric powder. This is done. You can pierce with a fork and see that it's cooked. It's cooked. Now you had already added the spices and salt. Now I'm going to add about 1/3 spoonful of sugar. But sugar is optional. If you don't like sugar in cooking at all, don't add. But I feel in the vegetable dishes, if you add a tiny pinch of sugar, it gives some taste. It's almost done. Say all these preparations have been done with minimum of oil. I cannot say it is oil free, but it is definitely oilless and healthy and tasty. To the bhindi, I am adding about 1/3 teaspoonful of sugar, which is also very optional. Wrap the rotis in king film, not king film really, wrapper. This is grilled papad. I've done it in microwave. 1 whole papad, which I have sort of in microwave. I have cooked for 2 minutes, and this has given this color. No oil in that. Dal, bhindi bhaji, mixed vegetable, salad, rice, whole meal is prepared. We can now garnish everything with some chopped coriander leaves, whole meal is ready, cooked, served and garnished. You can use these chopped vegetables as a salad up to your taste and liking.